Is being drunk gay? Let me explain myself. You see, if you're drunk, you are not thinking straight. And this is kind of a problem with alcohol, in my opinion. But it's a worthy sacrifice for what it's worth, in my opinion. A lot of people, especially alcoholics, such as myself, think it's impressive when they haven't been drunk for, let's say, 2 years, for example. Well, alcoholics that brag about how long they've been sober, let me tell you something. I was once sober for a grand total of 15 years. That's right. You guys can never accomplish this, obviously, because it's too big of an accomplishment for an alcoholic such as yourself. So get fucked. And you might be asking, well, how have you been sober for 15 years if you're only 19 years old? And let me just tell you something. You're pretty bad at math. Don't you know that there's 15 years and 19 years? If you subtract 15 from 19, you get 4. Did you know that? That leaves 4 years. What I'm trying to say is that I was a full-on alcoholic from ages 0 to 4. That's right. I was drinking from the day I was born until I turned 4. No, I don't know, like something happened when I was 4 years old. I don't know if you guys heard of it. I'll tell you guys about it real quick, actually. So this one time when I was 4 years old, I was friends with this girl who turned 4 that day. I was on vacation and the parents of the girl decided to buy the two of us a slushie. We walked into the building where they sold them and they handed us the slushies. We walked out of the building and not even 5 seconds after I had received my slushie, it fell out of my hands and I watched it drop on the floor. There it was, on the floor next to a car. The parents looked at me in disgust and disappointment. They must have thought, how did our daughter become friends with such a failure? It still haunts me to this day that something like that occurred. But the worst part is that the girl didn't even offer to share her slushie with me, even though she still had it in her hands, unlike me. And that is the story of why I became an incel, because a 4-year-old girl didn't share her slushie with me. Thanks for understanding. That's why I started thinking straight. By that I mean that I stopped drinking alcohol entirely after that day. Didn't have a drip of alcohol, guys. But my brain is kind of scrambled and the doctors are saying that I don't have long to live because of my alcohol addiction when I was like under the age of 4. So I don't know, like they're saying I'm gonna die soon, but you know, I'm not dying anything.